Okay, so this is how I make this butterfly. I will be using the Mermaid Arty Brush Cake, which I have actually never used for mermaid. And I usually use a spray bottle to just spray my paint. My brush, the flat brush, it's actually wet, but you don't want it too wet. And we are just going to load the brush with paint. It's very important that you go very smoothly and don't put too much pressure when you're using especially rainbow cakes that have gold in there, because gold tends to dip a lot. And you just go smoothly like that, and you load both sides of the brush. So the more paint you have in there, the smoother this is going to run, as long as the paint is not sticky. So I usually do straight line like that, so that I know how far the butterfly is going to go, or the butterfly wings. And then I just go like that. Kind of go straight down and then turn. I use my pinky to balance my hand, and then I use the gold part of the brush to fill in the rest of the design. So we'll do the same on this side, which is a little harder because I have something here holding my camera. And then we go down, and then you turn. So it's almost like your middle part, or the inside part of your brush, it's almost like it's not moving that much, the part where the gold is, because it's rotating on that angle. So that is the upper part of the wings. And I'm going to spray again and load again with a split cake or a rainbow that you don't have any gold in. You might not have to spray as much or reload as much, but it depends on your paints. Like, you kind of have to get to know them. So for this one, it's sort of the same thing, but we're going to make the wing longer and use the inside part of the brush to create the inside part of the wings. So the same thing, go straight and then go down, and then come in, and you slowly turn your brush to like a thin angle, and then use the gold part to fill in the inside. So this is how you do the wings. I use a small flat brush to do the body, and same thing, we are going to spray, and I use the same rainbow cake, but we are going to use only the dark colors, because the inside of the wings over here, it's gold, so you want something to stand out. So you're going to put the brush flat and rotate like that. So you're rotating on the inside angle of the brush. And then you're going to do the body by just going straight down and then turning the brush to an angle, and then straight down, turning to an angle. Just make sure that this goes. Okay, and you can use this brush or the large brush to just make this fine lines for the antenna. Now, if the line that you have is very long, you could stop right here. It stands as a very simple, cute butterfly. If not, you're going to use a thin liner brush to just do some extra details. And I find that it's nicer to do the details inside, like not too round, maybe like they're going to a point like this. And you want to make sure that there's enough water in your paint that it slides. Like this is a little bit too muddy, so I would just wipe that brush off and reload. You want the paint to almost be like ink, but like not too watery where it's just running. So we just do the lines like that. And then we're going to do some lines on the bottom part. You could alternate and do, like sometimes I'll do swirls, which is not very realistic, but you have freedom of creativity. So we're doing the bottom part. Now gold is a little hard to work with. And all right, so there's the lines. And now we are going to just do the antennas. As I said, you could just leave the antennas that you have, but I find that swirls give it like a whimsical look. Now this is a case where I don't have enough water in my brush, so it's not really running as well. So my brush, my paint is a little too dry. And then you could swirl these around any way you want, really. You can do whatever you like. And then you would just use a round brush, sort of like this one, or if you like larger ones, to just make dots. It's nicer to have them alternate in size. I'm not the best at this, but put a little highlight. And that is that.